Next question is Mr. O'Connor. So some know that you're leaving, some don't. You want to touch on that?
Sure. So yeah, I mean, I feel like like Ms. Valdez, I just to let students know in case they didn't know, kind of like my history here with Dover. My first teaching job was here, so it was I guess you have to go all the way back to 2007. I was hired as a social studies teacher here, so I was teacher here for a while, and then I went to a couple other places and got my admin certification, and then came back in 2019 as the middle school principal at first. And so this is my fourth year here as an administrator. Obviously my 2 years at the middle school, for the most part, I was only here for 6 months, and then it was March 2020, and then COVID hit. So when I look back at my middle school experience, it was really, pretty dominated by the COVID experience. But I'm really proud of what we did down at the middle school to kind of get the building for students and teachers to come back. And then I had the opportunity to come to the high school, which I was excited about because that's most of my career in education has been at the high school level. I was, predominantly a high school teacher, and I was a high school assistant principal. So with that said, I did recently make the decision after, thinking about it for a long time and talking to my wife and kind of just realizing that, and maybe some people, you guys are, kind of in your career somewhere down the line, you might be in a similar situation, which is sometimes you just feel like it's time for a change, or you'd like to try something new and kind of see what else is out there. And so I kind of, after, again, a lot of thought about this, I've decided that, I'm going to be, leaving my position. A lot of it, it's kind of a personal decision that has a lot to do with my family and my kids. My kids are in 4th and 2nd grade right now. And I just wanted to kind of take the opportunity to, step back for a second and kind of just think about what I want to do next in my career, and I'm excited about that. And obviously I'm going to miss this place because I've spent, the majority of my career between teaching and being an administrator. I've spent more years here than any other place I've worked, and it is like a family here. And there's a lot of people that I'm going to miss and that I have really good relationships with, and I will definitely be checking in, after I leave. But I just, as I said, it was just kind of a personal decision that I made for myself and my family, and that's kind of, why I made the decision. And yeah, it will be. I only have a couple more weeks left here now, so but I'm still here, and I'm happy to help with the transition. You might have heard that. Mr. Tierney, our old superintendent, will be coming in to be like the interim principal, which will, obviously be good in terms of getting, everybody, to at least June and graduation. And then there will be a search at some point in the spring for somebody to take over as principal starting on July 1st. So that's happening.
So when you found out that he was leaving, how did you feel? Were you sad?
You want me to do the right thing that I was, the real thing that I was gonna do?
You guys work pretty well together.
I was nervous. Because I knew that one, I kind of didn't want the position yet to be principal. It's not in my heart yet. I kind of love where I am, and I do want to, like I said earlier, do something more in the field of language acquisition, restructuring school programs, not necessarily the principalship road. So I was nervous. I was very scared. I told him I was going to, I'm not gonna say in the camera, but it's okay. We spoke about it. He trained me well. He gives me a lot of confidence, and I was upset. We had a team going. We were building things. We had a foundation, and I envisioned us building this awesome high school experience. And then,
which will continue to
happen. It will. It definitely will.
And Ms. Valdez, I will say, I knew her a little bit as a teacher. When I first started here, Ms. Valdez was an E&L teacher, right, in the building, and then when she came back as assistant principal, to get to work with her on this level, I do feel fortunate that, because any high school, but particularly ours, where there's just one principal and one assistant principal, I mean, we work so closely together, and it's been an absolute pleasure working with her, and she's awesome at what she does. And this school is in really good hands with her being the assistant principal here. So, again, Ms. Valdez and, a lot of other, pretty much everyone in terms of faculty and staff and students, and I was thinking recently how our current juniors, I think, I've been on like a 4-year journey with them, right? Because they were in middle school when I came as middle school, and now they're in high school. So, it's bittersweet, but at the same time, I do think Ms. Valdez and Mr. Tierney are going to do a great job in getting the building